Okay. And we're good. I think. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the latest installment of the Ultimate Living Origin Form Pokédex. And today we are going to try to follow up one of my best runs I've had so far. In my stream Thursday night, I successfully RNG'd 6 shiny Pokemon, 4 wild, 2 static, all under 2 hours, which is maybe not the most impressive thing in the world, but for me, that was a personal best. And so it's going to be hard to follow up, but there's only one way to find out. I feel like as this challenge goes on, I'm going to get a little bit more consistent, especially with the seed timing. It's a double frame perfect RNG, so things happen, but why don't we go ahead and jump right in with the next targets. These are going to be a little repetitive because I have 4 shiny Doduo I need to catch, and I don't know exactly if it's on Route 16 or the following route that I need to do this on, so I'm going to briefly set up shop here because I know at least some of them I have to catch on this route. And so what I'll do next, before I get into anything else, is I will pull up my sheet here that has all the spreads. And I've mapped out all of the seeds, all the encounter slots, everything that I need prior, so that I know exactly which targets I'm going to be going for. And so now I just need to find all the Doduos. And start with one of them. I don't need... Well, I should say this. I need 2 of each evolution stage because there's a male and a female form. The necks are tan or black. So they have different color schemes, which... Not the biggest change, but it is a change that is worth trying to get for this challenge. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight these 4 here so that I don't have to keep searching for them later. Alright, so now I have them easily referenced. And we'll start with this first Doduo male here. I'm going to go ahead and copy the seed and look in Pokefinder and see if Route 16 is where I need to be catching this. And check shiny only. Alright, so this is 2,200 away. And that matches what I have on my spreadsheet. So this is where I will be going for the first Doduo. And the only other thing I need to keep in mind is that the settings are stereo L equals A. So I'm going to change that real quick. If it's not already... Oh, it's already like that. Perfect. So I'm already good to go then. And with this spread that I have here, I'm going to plug in all that information into the 10 lines website, which will then let me know exactly how I need to time things moving forward. I'm just going to copy the IVs in here real quick. 15, 23, 19. So this is our target spread right here. I'm going to follow that. We're looking for the option that has stereo L equals A with no extra buttons or funny business, and so that would be Interesting I don't have an option for no startup button. Are these seeds matching? No, the seeds are not matching. So something's going on here. Actually, no, that's not it. Wait, yeah it is, but this says blackout L. I don't want to do that. Huh. That could be a problem. These seeds up here are a lot faster. I just need to hold a button. Seed button L, extra button A. I may need to hold a button to make this work. Which is so weird that... Because I checked these spreads before, they shouldn't have to have any extra buttons or held buttons or anything like that. But the thing here is not lying. Here, let me just double check something. See if this other seed comes up anywhere. 732C or C2. 73C2. That doesn't come up anywhere. Okay. So I can use this if I need to. The question is this going to be a male Doduo? Oh, it should be actually, because that's the... Okay. Well, we're going to have to play around with this then. This will be my first time holding a button for the seed, which might make it more difficult, but I'm not really sure. So this one probably makes the most sense. Stereo L equals A, same settings. I press the L button to start, and I hold the A button as I do that. So we'll see how consistent this is, but I guess there's a first time for everything, right? This will also be a pretty quick one to go for, so that's good at least. All right, enough preamble. Let's go ahead and plug in all this information here. Definitely going to need to check this later. And we'll go back here. Everything should be good to go, including my timer. So let's see. Oh, I guess, you know what, before I start, I do need to make sure my party's clear. I probably have a full party of Pokemon. Yeah, I definitely need to deposit these guys first. And I'm not going to have enough space regardless, so I'll just keep these guys in here. And then after I catch the first two shiny Doduo, which hopefully won't take too long, then I'll run, deposit them, and come back for the other two. What's up, Pocket? Okay, now we're good to go. Let's catch 4 Doduo, or if we're counting heads, 8 heads, which will eventually turn into 10 heads when 2 of them evolve. Don't know why you would do that, but that's the math. Alright, so I need to press L to start and hold A. So I'm still holding A. This should be interesting. Never done it this way. Okay, let's see if that worked. Carnaps hit different. Your daughter sounds like she's in a good place. Okay, let's go ahead and get this set up here. I want to be within 200, so 900 here, 1200 here. And this is a wild encounter on Route 16. It is a Spearow. It is female. Nature TBD. It's not really a different method, so the way that it works is to get a different variety of seeds. One thing that you can do, other than just adjusting the timing and the settings, is you can hold different buttons while you are starting up the game. So in this case, to get the seed that I'm looking for, I need to press L trigger to initiate it, and I need to hold the A button as well as I do the startup. And those combination of inputs allegedly are what you need to get the seed that I need for this shiny. I wasn't going to fool with any of that before. I tried to look for seeds that all worked without holding buttons and whatnot, but for whatever reason, when I plugged in this one, it wasn't coming up. So this is what I'm going with, because this happened to be an even faster spread than the first one, and I just think it's going to be quicker to see this through than to look for another one. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter. Stats are not important for this challenge. So that's the gist, basically. And so because I've never done this before, I don't know how consistent it is, or if it's going to be more trouble than it's worth, but already I'm not getting a result on my seed. But I will look at all methods and see if that changes anything. Nope. Can I increase the window by a lot? Let's do that. No result. Okay, so we're already running into the issue with this, is that I don't have a result here. Which means one of two things. Either my timing with the A hold is different. You know what it is? I think I need to have the A button pressed the entire time. I think that's what it is. Okay. Let's try that again. This time I have the A button held down the whole time. Maybe that'll do it. So now I'm just holding the A button down the whole time, and when the timer ends, I will hit the left trigger instead. And hopefully this gives us something. I can already tell my thumb is going to be cramping if I don't get this soon. One of the reasons I didn't want to go for this. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of wild, all the different things you can do for the seeds. I still don't fully understand how to use blackout. I've heard that it's not fun, so I'm going to avoid it as much as possible. Okay, still no result. Lovely. Even when we expand our seed range. Surely I'm not too off on the frames, am I? You have a big wide range of frames here. Still nothing. Okay. So, perhaps I'm still not holding it when I need to be. Maybe I need to... Wait a minute. Hold on. Extra button. Do I not need to hold it? Here, let me just double check something here. I'll get to the bottom of this. If I can figure out what's going on, then I'll be in pretty good shape. Okay. Yeah, it says held button. Okay, held button A. What is this seed? 4610. I swear I didn't pull from this section here, but... Stereo LNR. Oh yeah, I'm in the held button A tab. Maybe I was in the wrong tab when I searched for these. That would be kind of crazy. Well, that's the, Sorry, I'm rambling again, hold on. This is the one that I'm currently going for. So where is this one? Stereo. This one isn't even matching. This one says it's in stereo help. Alright, hold on. Let's just look. Yeah, this is in the held A button. This one says stereo help start. But it is held. Alright, I'm gonna try one more thing. Otherwise, we may need to just find another seed. I'll check the other ones too, just to make sure they're on point, but I may have to manually search for some of these again. Which will slow things down a little bit, but is not the end of the world. Just makes things less efficient. So, let's go back to this. Keep that all nice and wide on the parameters. Just again, just to clarify, stereo LNA is what I'm on. Seed button is L. Extra button, startup A. So again, that either means I hold the button the whole time. I'm going to try that one more time, holding the button. Please give me something that makes sense. Pretty please. Shoot. Okay. One more try. I'm gonna do the same thing I tried to do the first time, which is hold A when I press L. So I'm not holding it now. I'm gonna hold it on startup. Or I should say when I press the button. Because other than those two options, I can't imagine what it would mean to hold A on startup. Yeah, nothing but rats. If this is the same rat, that's interesting. Very interesting. No, it's different. And nothing again. So I think we might be dead in the water. Anything else I could do? Perhaps I press L, but I hold A? Didn't I do that? Did I hold A the whole time? This is getting whatever. Okay, I'm probably going to give up on this spread here. So, let's see where we're at with the others then. Because if I pulled from that spreadsheet for all of these, then we're not going to be able to use this. Hopefully not. Well, let's just check something real quick. So if I pull from this, looking for a shiny sphere, that's 786. Or a seal, not a sphere, that's later. And I come into here. Seafoam nope. Seafoam Islands. Yeah, I'll look for a seal. For a shiny. Yeah, this is okay. So this would be it. If I looked for this in the 10 lines, is it going to have a help button? If it does, then I pulled from the wrong thing, which doesn't mean that all of them are messed up. It just means that that cluster is. But I digress. Okay. Let me just double check. Bear with me, folks. 9, 12, 21. 24, 1, 1. Here's our spread. And the results should be stereo L equals A, held button none, which we have an option for with the right advances. So apparently this is just an anomaly then. For whatever reason, the one that I found for that first O2O is not as it seems. Okay. Well, that's good. That means that the others are probably fine. So do I go ahead and search for a new one? I mean, if I go here, where is this seed? Stereo L equals A. All right, hold on. Okay, so this is the master list of all the seeds in leaf green. If I go here, stereo L equals A, if I do Control F, this seed, okay, so that takes me here. So if I look through seeds after this, I shouldn't be repeating anything, theoretically. And just so you all can see that right here. So this is the final seed that I found for those settings. If I keep going down, eventually I should find a male doduo as I plug them in. So let us go ahead. I'm going to close that for now. Look in here and then real quick change this back to Route 16. Oh. Doduo, and we're looking for a male only shiny. Plug in the seed. Now we're just going to look for one that's close by. And hopefully this is the only one that we have to search for live on stream. The rest should be mapped out. I'm sure there's going to be anomalies popping up here and there, but the vast majority of them should be already ready to go. I'll go ahead and let that play, so it's not silent as I do this. And hopefully we're looking for something that's going to be 2,500-ish away. That would be the maximum that I'd be willing to wait. Probably. Especially now that the seed is getting longer and longer of a wait here. Of course, it's probably going to be a minute before something comes up, because we are looking for not only a close shiny, but also a shiny of a specific gender as well. And I believe when I looked for all the Doduo spreads, I did so for this route specifically, because the other route that you can find them, Cycling Road, is a pain, because you're constantly moving, and there's a lot of NPCs that move as well that might get in the way. So I'm pretty sure all of them should be obtainable on this route, at least the other 3 that I've mapped out. 12,000, not a chance. Take off a 0 and then we'll talk. As long as everybody bears with me here. Okay, 18,000, still no. Once we get past this, we should be smooth sailing. Won't need to go through a bunch of seeds anymore. We are moving through it. I think we've gone through about 50 seeds. No luck. Okay, this is 2,700, which is a little bit slower than I'd like, but we will take that. We will absolutely take that. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to plug you back into my spreadsheet just so I can keep track of everything. Alright, so this one is going there. It's encounter slot 5. It is 27 away. This is the ID. And it is a male Doduo. Okay. Now, hopefully, we can go ahead and input everything in the 10 lines and then just go for it after that. So, let's see. It is a lonely male, a lonely boy. That's what we're going for. And it has perfect attack. Very cool. 3, 31, 30. Five, 0, 18. So it's taking a beating from electric moves and ice moves. What was that last one? 18. Okay. That's that. It should be stereo. L equals A, held but none, which is this. So that is correct. And it's a bit of a weight on the seed, but not crazy. We added just like however many. It's actually shorter than the one we were just going for. So that's good. Okay. Thank you all for bearing with me. I think we are finally ready to have a chance at getting a shiny now. Oh, what happened? That was weird. I think I pressed the wrong button. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's like a 45-second wait in-game, so that's a little bit of a wait. I tried to make it less than 30 for each of these, so we can handle it. It's all right. Alright, I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to get a result now. Let me parse out these settings here. 2,700. So we're looking at maybe 26 as the base. 29. Wild route 16. And who knows what we'll get. Probably not a shiny Doduo first try, although stranger things have happened. It is a Doduo, just not the one we're looking for. I think you'll know when we get the one we're looking for. It's very green. Also notice the male Doduo with the black neck coloring. We run into any females. Actually, you know what? In Gen 3 it doesn't show the gender difference, now that I remember correctly. They all have black necks in Gen 3, but when moved up to older games, or not older, later games, that is visible. Okay, no result, but if I look at all methods, no result. Alright, now you're messing with me. You're messing with me, right? What in the... I'm not more than 5 seeds off, am I? Nope. That's still... Well, thank you. Yes. I'd say with the practice I've had so far, my button presses are consistent enough to be in the ballpark. If that's fair to say. 46, 42, 26, 24, 21, 36. This is right. These stats are correct. Stereo L equals A. Just, real quick, I'm gonna check. Stereo L equals A, yeah. Now something is afoot. Something is going on here. Is the startup button different? Seed button A, extra none. This should be super straightforward. I shouldn't have any issues with this. Seed timing is right. Frame is right. Okay, taking this out, not that I would be that many seeds off, but just 20 plus or minus. No, there's no way I was anywhere near that off. And these IDs are the right ones, right? Leaf green. Yep. Well, now I'm stumped. Man, everything is getting in the way today. I'm completely lost as to what's happening. Level 20. Did I mess up the level? Nope. It's level 20. Route 16. This is Route 16, right? Just to double check. Yeah, it's Route 16. I guess I'll just try again. Game is messing with me. I guess that's the frustrating part of the Fire Red Leaf Green experience. With the seed variability, there are just some things that will throw you off, and you just don't know what it is. I haven't really had much of an issue with it since the starter RNG, and some isolated incidents here and there. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Did I not put in the right Pokemon? No, I had the wrong species, but it doesn't filter it anyway, initially. That is so weird. All methods, so it's not like it's a method 4 issue. I'm at a loss. I don't really know. I guess we'll see what this comes out to. Alternatively, I could save the settings, reset, save them again. That might do something. Oh, you know what it is, though? I could be off on the frame advances because that calibration is for static. It was for the Snorlax. That might be the whole reason this hasn't been working, actually. Okay, hold on. That might be it. Let me make this much later, like 3,200. Do I get a result after that? I do. That... I'm so silly. Okay, that was the issue. I figured it out. And maybe I was even doing the held button correctly earlier, but it's because I was using the frame calibration for a static encounter, not for a wild encounter, which has extra delay because of the sweet scent. So, silly me. Silly me. I will hopefully not do that again. Okay, so that calibration, that is for sweet scent outdoors. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so let's do that again. And this time, we should be in the ballpark. We shouldn't have many issues. A little embarrassing, I will say. But it just goes to show you there's so many moving parts with this, and it's very easy to get scrambled, especially between sessions. So, now that that's taken care of, I should start getting results that make sense now, and maybe I'll make up for lost time. Maybe I'll just run right through these, who knows. Mixing up the static versus wild calibration. Rookie mistake. Truly. Okay, please, 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 Rattata, make sense. I'm sure you will, but I really need you to. Okay, it does make sense. Hallelujah. I was 1 seed late, which makes sense to me. And I appear to be 1 frame late as well, which is a good sign. That means I probably don't need to calibrate. It was also a method 4, which is not the method I'm looking for. But I can't really control that. Basically, what happens is sometimes the way the game creates the Pokemon's PID, which controls all of its stats and such, there's a little hiccup in that process, causing it to be different than what it normally would, even with the exact same timing in terms of inputs. And so that happened just now. And so the PID I hit is a different method, technically. So as long as that doesn't happen when I hit the buttons with the right timing on the spread that I want, then we should be okay. But it can be pretty random. Not really something I can control for the most part. Okay, this could be it. Like, actually, this could be it. Which we kind of need to make up for some lost time. So let's see it. Probably late on that button press. Well, I'm not counting on it. Yeah. Are you the same, Rattata? Because then I was late on the seed, late on the frame again. Why is it that I'm so good at hitting the same frame, it isn't my target. But when it's my target, can't hit the same frame as consistently. Yeah, that's 100%. That's the same one. So I was late on the seed again, so I wouldn't have had it anyway. So I just need to be very diligent about not jumping the gun, but not dragging on this first A press. Okay, that was definitely not late. It could have been early, but that was not late. I can almost guarantee it. So, let's see what we can do here. As we wait 25 more seconds. All right, that felt good. That could be it. You're not the Doduo we're looking for. So who are you? Am I summing up? 18. Oh, it's double 40, that's why. Okay, I was on seed, and I was 2 frames late. Interesting. Considering that one felt pretty on point. So I do think that's probably worth calibrating. But do I calibrate for 2 or for 1? It's bitten me in the butt before not calibrating enough, so let's say screw it. Let's assume that I'm going to hit it exactly the same way as previously. If that is the case, then I should go ahead and calibrate for 2 frames. even though I don't like making those kinds of adjustments. Sometimes I'm going to do it now. It's going to pay off. I just know it. I will most certainly not hit 1 frame early on this next attempt. I'm putting it out there right now. Not happening. And we wait. Alright, just hit the button exactly like last time. Felt pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe I hit it a little bit early. Don't tell me I was 1 early. Don't you do it. Don't you talk that mess. Okay, good. I was 1 seed early, and I was on frame. So, I don't know if that's going to mean I'll be early later when I'm on target. But I at least wasn't 1 frame early on seed. That at least did not happen. Felt good. Felt solid. Show me the green guy. Hell yes. Hell yes. Okay. We managed to get a shiny within the hour. Thank goodness. Also, if you have early bird, does that mean I can't put you to sleep? Is the question. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you should hit sleep powder first. That would be nice. Okay, so you're at least asleep 1 turn. Figures. And you're going to wake up a lot. This is your ability. Is it always going to be a one-turn wake-up, I wonder? All right. That'll do. Okay, thank goodness. We broke the ice, finally. So that is adding one more to the total. We're now at 220. And on our checklist here, Doduo and Dodrio is all the way down here. This is our male Doduo. So we got you checked off. And that just leaves us, I just saved. That leaves us to go and find the next target. And let's go ahead and just rapid fire knock these out. Double time, triple time, quadruple time even. No issue with that. So we'll copy our seed from this guy. We'll go to Pokefinder. This is our other male Doduo that will be a Dodrio. And it's much shorter of a wait, it looks like, with the ability Runaway, which might come in handy later. So we're going to plug in that information into 10 lines. Routen. Knew it was serious. And it has interesting IVs as well. Perfect HP and almost perfect attack. 31, 30, 18. And then it kind of falls off after that. 9, 2, 13. Okay, this should also be... No, this is stereo help, so I do need to change the settings before we begin. Stereo help. Extra button none, so this top one should be what we're looking for. And once again, this is going to be a much faster reset each time, thank goodness. So let's go ahead, change this to help. Save, and then dive right back in. Yeah, that's much faster. Also, don't want to get out of the grass there. That was almost in sync with the music, which will either help hit the frame or really throw me off. Don't know which it'll be by this point. Timid little fella. No dice. Did we hit a method 4? We sure did, and we were 1 seed early anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the frame I hit was 1514, which is 1 late. So this is all checking out. Should be in good shape. I do think that music's gonna get in the way more than it is gonna help me. I can already feel it. I was on seed, and I was 2 frames early, which is whatever, because I was 2 frames late last time. Or at least that was the calibration. So do I recalibrate? I guess... Now I'm tempted to calibrate by 1. Just because that... I might have been a little bit early on the press, but not too early, so... I'll say I hit 1512. And now it should all be evened out. Now I just need to give a solid A press and I should be where I need to be. Oh, pretty good. Don't know if I'm on seed or not. Is this the jolly one I hit previously? One seed late. And... maybe 2 frames early again. Yeah, 1 seed late, 2 frames early again. Oh, brother. Are you the same one? Was I late on the seed once again? I, in fact, was late again, and probably 2 frames early again. But off seed, so it doesn't matter. Need to rein it in just a little bit. Don't need to drag too much. That was probably early on the seed press. If I had to guess, which I often do, never have to, I guess, but I want to guess. Alright, if you are on seed, do not be early, please. Please do not be early. You are 1 early, I have made a grave mistake. Oh, you are method 4, it seems. You sure are, and 1 seed early, just as I predicted. It's almost like I know. And while I would say I do have a pretty good sense of how the button press feels for the seed, I don't always know. I'm not so accurate that I can say for sure, so it is usually worth it just to play it out, especially when your target isn't too long of a wait like this one. Less than 20 seconds. Usually not as trivial. Just double check. That one, I'm not really sure about. Could go either way. Probably not late. Maybe early, is what I will say. But that A press felt good, so if it isn't it, my calibration's off. And don't tell me this is the jolly one that's a seed late. Don't you dare tell me that. I'd be very surprised if I was late, actually. You son of a... Well, never mind. Apparently I'm not good at guessing. Because I was just late on the seed where I thought for sure I wouldn't be. Just goes to show you really need to play it out, regardless. Okay, at least you're not the same one. So who are you? I was on seed, and I was 1 frame early. Remember what I said about that? Being 1 frame early? I think you do. I think you do remember what I said about that. And so, to follow my own advice, I'm going to calibrate. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and you can't stop me. Nobody can. A decision I will surely regret imminently. I just hit it again, even after calibration. Which is bananas. Ridiculous. Also, might I add, 2 in a row once again. I don't know how many times I've done that today so far. Nah, we're not gonna mess with you. I know what's going on. I just needed all the lineup now. I think there's not going to be any more adjustments this way or that way. I don't know who you are, and I don't want to know. I actually don't. Let's get down to business. Okay. Good seed press, in my opinion. You stupid rat. Okay. I'll do it. I'll try one more time before checking. To get one early 2 times in a row, after calibrating to ensure that wouldn't happen, is just the natural thing that would happen on a day like today. After everything we've been through, it makes perfect sense. No, you did not. No, you did not. I just know in my bones that was on seed 1 frame early again. After calibration. I calibrated already. Do I have to calibrate again? No. No, I will not do that. I will not calibrate again. I will just press the button slightly later. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think that was any later than usual, but could be. And it was! Yay! All right. Well, that was about half as long as the first one took. So we're making progress. And I guess Venusaur can miss as many times as she wants. So it doesn't matter. Also, this one has Runaway, so it should stay asleep longer. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're doing it. We're doing the thing. Thank goodness. Oh, no, this one is checked, not that one. Okay. Let's drop these two off, get the other two much faster, and then maybe we'll move on to Cycling Road and Fuchsia. I don't think there's any other captures in between, so we'll just make a little bit more progress in the story. Then I'll have to see what's left, or what's directly next for... Oh, I don't want to release those, that's for sure. But yeah, I will need to figure out exactly what our next target is. Maybe we'll try to beat Koga. Oh, you know what? I should probably heal so that Venusaur has more PP for Sleep Powder and more health. Not that I'm really worried about it going down against Doduo half its level, but stranger things have happened. Alright, Meowth does not really pick up things very often, I'm finding. Or maybe I just think that because I'm used to having a bunch of pickup users. Okay, so the next two Doduo will be our females. Not that that's important at all for what we're doing. First one is going to be from this seed, Stereo Help. So the settings are already set for this one. So we'll plug that into Pokefinder. Could be Route 16 as well. It's not. Oh wait, that's because it's male only. There we go. Yeah, so it is. And this one's even faster than the one we just did, which is always welcome. We want those quick turnarounds, those quick attempts. It's timid, 24, 23, 24. Wait, does it start? It's 24, 23, 24. Then it is 26, 26, 11. Some odd IVs for sure. But not too bad for a random wild Pokemon. It's actually pretty good. All right. Stereo help A extra none. That's this one. And just to double check, yes, we are on stereo help, so I'll save again, just to make sure. And let's get it. Because this target is even earlier, I might have to calibrate again, because there's a certain drift with these things sometimes, but you never know. Maybe that won't happen. Felt pretty good. And a nice and fast attempt. I was late on the seed, and I appear to have been 1 frame late on the input, which is probably fair. No need to calibrate. It is interesting because on the 10 lines, sometimes it'll say I'm plus or minus 17 milliseconds versus 16, and I know that 16 milliseconds is those are the intervals for the frames. So I'm not sure how it determines when you add that extra millisecond or not. I guess it depends on the settings. More milliseconds are consumed depending on the circumstance. Now, that one also could have been late, but it also could be correct. I was 1 early that time, and I appear to be 1 frame late again, which I also, again, think is pretty fair. Alright, that one I would be surprised if I was late on for the last press there. I was on seed, and I was 1 frame late. Wow. That is really consistent. I guess I have to calibrate. I must do it. I have no other choice. Now, watch me hit 1 early. That's exactly what's going to happen, mark my words. As soon as I calibrate. If I hit the right seed, that is. Never mind. Heyo! Calibration station. That's where we are. Alright, very cool. We are definitely picking up speed with each attempt, meaning the last one should be first try, right? If we're to follow the pattern. Of course, these Doduo like to put up a fight, don't they? Appreciate it. We still got 1 to go in terms of the Doduo, so we're not out of the woods just yet, but I'm feeling a lot better about it based on how this is going, and there we go. Got you captured. 222. 222. Queen. If I was nicknaming these, I would probably name at least one of them Queen. Okay. No time to lose. We have so much time and so little to do. Strike that, reverse it. We got this. We got the Excel. I keep calling it an Excel doc. It's not an Excel doc. It's a Sheets document. And with that, we have our final Dodrio, thankfully. Last female. The settings are mono LNR, so just brain, store that information, please. Mono LNR. And there you are, another very quick spread here, which is much appreciated. Yep, not the same stats. Don't need to be paranoid about repeating anything. So let's get going. And let's, perhaps we should get this first try too, because it's very close to the target we just did, so the calibration shouldn't be very different. So 2 in a row. Anybody feeling it? If we follow the pattern, each one gets faster and faster, so It's not the most unlikely thing. 18, 18, 29. $15, $10, $29. All right, mono LNR, right? Mono LNR, that is right. Okay. Mono LNR. Mono LNR. This is the one. It's only 19 frames different from the previous target, so we really should be dialed in now. It is only a skill issue. If I don't hit it first try, it is 100% a skill issue, or it's my timer's fault. So if I don't hit it, it's the timer's fault. If I do hit it, I have skills. Just so we're clear on that. Just so there's no confusion. Yeah, I'm not really caring about the natures at all, actually. Nature, stats, who needs them? Anytime I get something with a decent nature or stats, it is a happy accident. I'm only going for the closest shiny spreads that I can find on the closest accessible seeds. Because all that matters here, it's all about the aesthetic with this kind of thing. Performance, so overrated. We want the aesthetic. I don't even know why I'm putting in the settings for this, because we're gonna get it first try, right? That could be it. Ooh, I gotta grind, hold on. Quick, quick, quick. I mean, that was maybe a little late on the A-Press. I mean, yeah, dang it. I'm just gonna try again. I feel like I was close, though. What usually happens is, if I expect 2 in a row to happen, that's not when it happens. I have to be very low-key about it. I can't be too presumptuous. That's not how this works. The game knows when I'm getting arrogant. Okay, that one felt good. If I was on seed, I'd say that's probably it. Maybe I wasn't on seed? I don't know. But I will go ahead and check. I will check. It's fine. We really should be dialed in, but I will check. Well, maybe one of the reasons I didn't get it is because it's method 4. That's right, I was on seed. Wait, hold on. I was on seed and I was 3 frames early, but it was method 4, so that's going to be a little squirrely regardless, so can't really say much from that. But I was on seed, which is good. It's very good. If my calibration ends up being about 3 frames early, I can't really explain that at all because I'm only 19 frames away from the previous target. So unless there's just like a lot of variation on the specific seed that you're on for the frame advances, I don't know why that would be so different. Alright, we'll get to the bottom of this. Because I do need to figure out, is there something I need to calibrate or not? Wouldn't make sense that there would be. But what do I know? I'm just making this up as I go along. Okay. I was on seed again, and I was 2 frames early, so actually... There, I do need to calibrate. It is variable depending on the seed that you're on. It can vary by that much, which is kind of wild, actually. But... all that means is... I'm dialed in now. I was not dialed in before, now I am. So this next one should be it, right? I just have to do the exact same thing. Maybe a little bit late on that A press, maybe, I don't know. Perhaps. I'd be very surprised if this was it, yeah. None of that felt good. But there's no sweat this time because these attempts, they go by very quickly. Perhaps a little early on that A press. Perhaps. That one felt good. Eradicate. You're actually pretty rare on this route, aren't you? Speaking of Raticate, that is an encounter that we have not caught shiny yet, the male and female versions, but I have decided to wait until we get to the Pokemon Mansion to catch those, because they're much more plentiful there. I believe that's how I mapped out the spreads for the 2 Raticate. So just a little note, we will not be sticking around for those. Now maybe that one felt a little late. I need to be steady on this seed. It's very important. All right, I will try one more time, then I will check. Lost a little bit of momentum from the previous, but that's okay. We did have to calibrate. I was at least off by 2 frames with the same settings on this seed. So it was very unlikely that I was going to get them back to back. Hey! Very cool. I didn't have to calibrate. Or I didn't have to check, I should say. I did have to calibrate. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be an issue, isn't it? You waking up. I mean, I could chuck balls, but... maybe... stay asleep for 1 turn? Maybe the other Doduo I've been, capturing haven't had early bird, because maybe it always wakes up at the first opportunity. Is that how it works? Okay, no, yeah. It's just more likely to wake up faster. But if you just, you know, caught this right now, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. Hey, very nice. Very nice. We got all the birds. All the heads. 8 heads in total. Eventually 10 heads. 10 bird heads. Why am I saying that over and over again? I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing that. And why don't we go ahead and check you off, and that is the Doduo line complete. Sweet. All right. So we don't have anything else to catch right in front of us. We do need to get through Cycling Road down to Fuchsia, where we need to trek through the Safari Zone and all that jazz. I have the HM Fly and the ability to use it, but I don't have a flyer at the moment. But I can change that. I have flying Pokemon in the PC, of course. Do I even have 40 species? 37, of course. I've caught every unique species available to me so far, and I don't even have enough for that check. Which is pretty dumb, if you ask me. So, I'm just going to get through this real quick. I guess I don't need to battle all these guys, but I probably will battle at least the first few. And while they do have a bunch of poison types, I have the TM move Secret Power, which actually does damage to them. So, shouldn't be too awful. And a Clutch Paralysis there. Oh, that would be bad if you disabled that. Are you gonna yeah. I'll do the first 3. Maybe the 4th one will get me on the way out. Monkey. Mankey. Monkey. Mankey. Okay, you didn't get me on the way out, that's fine. And maybe I can just cruise through this whole place without... yeah, without any issue. Very cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and run through the Safari Zone. Get the teeth for the old man. As well as the Surf HM, I believe. There's nothing that we need to catch here because I've obtained all the Safari Zone encounters in my Fire Red playthrough, and the only exclusive, which is Pinsir, is available in the Game Corner, which I'm going to get it from there anyway because I need it in a Pokeball, and if I catch anything here in a Safari Ball, that doesn't go with the challenge. Everything needs to be caught in a Pokeball if possible. So that's the plan. I don't know what that item is, but I want it. I will, however, I'll throw balls at any Parasects and Paras that I see because I have mushrooms, and mushrooms can be used to relearn moves and stuff. So that could be at least somewhat useful, so I will throw those when applicable. But it's okay. Oh, sunny day. Cool. Definitely use you later. Oh, hold on. Have I taken a wrong turn? Oh, I needed to go right there, didn't I? Oh, I don't want to catch you actually. Go away. Begone, Haribo. Karibo, whatever that Yu-Gi-Oh character is. Yeah, do you have anything actually? No, you have nothing. You're useless. Alright, don't let me run out of steps then. Alright, now I'm confused. Why? I thought I... Oh, wait. No, this is... What in the... Oh, I was supposed to go up. Wait, no, that's where I came from. Okay. Maybe I was going the right way. No, I'm really not going to make it. What in the blue blazes? I guess I'm used to the route that I took when I was hunting for Kangaskhan and Tauros and all that. Well, now I'm definitely... Okay, well, that was an epic fail. Let's save before this next attempt, shall we? Good thing we farmed nuggets in the early game, so we don't have to worry about losing too much money. Fun fact, if you didn't watch the Fire Red run, Rhyhorn is only accessible in the Safari Zone despite being a Kanto Pokemon, which means I have to breed for one when getting these entries for the Dex. There was no other option. Which is kind of wild. Sort of perplexing that it works that way. Okay, this is where it all went wrong, isn't it? Do I go down first? No, this is also a dead end. What in the... Do I go up? No, that's an item. A pretty, cool item, but nothing I really need. Okay, do I not go down there? I think this is right. I need to go up in the Chansey area. Then go down. There it is. Okay, this is right now. I figured it out. Hardest part of the run, right here. But I really don't want to come up short for the Surf HM, so please. Thank goodness I made it. All right. So I guess nothing left to do except run out the clock. I don't think I can make it back to the grass before I do. Oh, I can. Well, let's see if we find something interesting. I wouldn't mind catching that for the potential held item, so that is interesting. Alright, we have something to show for it. I believe it's 2 small mushrooms per part scale or per move that you can remember, so I need to catch at least 2. But if I ever do need to get some, that'll at least contribute. Alright. If I catch both of these and they both have tiny mushrooms, then this will be pretty useful, yeah. Now I would really love to catch a Chansey with a lucky egg, but the odds of me even finding one before I run out of time, very slim. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure this is the area where you find Chansey, but not 100% sure. It's fine. Okay. Alright, first of all, did either of them have tiny mushrooms? One of them did. Very cool. The other one is completely useless. Either way. So we don't really need any fodder, do we? I mean, you're basically there. Let's just go ahead and release these guys, get them out of our hair. Whoops. Okay, and now, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to ditch Dugtrio because the number of times that I will need to use Dig just doesn't make sense to keep you around. I do need someone that can use Surf, though, and it looks like it's going to be one of these Squirtle, because you're the only water type I have right now. So let's use you. You're my Surfer. You will use Strength and Cut. Pretty sure you can learn Strength, hopefully. And then I need a Flyer. So who's going to be my Flyer? Golden Pidgey. I guess just one of those 2 birds over there. Actually, can Doduo learn Fly? That would be kind of funny. Let's see if it can. I'm pretty sure it can, or maybe its evolution can. Alright, Surf. You're learning that. And then, can you learn Fly? You absolutely can. Let's go. Alright, so we have all of our HM slots covered now. And that leaves 1 to spare. I guess I still need to use my original Venusaur because I don't meet the level cap yet to use the other one. Once I do hit it, Well, but having a Venusaur with a normal move has been so much better. Because when it only has grass moves, it kind of sucks. So I think I will keep those two around, meaning I'll only have one party slot open at a time, which is not the most convenient thing, but I think it'll be okay. Not able? What the hell? Okay, well, Squirtle can learn it apparently, so problem solved. Who else has ever used a shiny Squirtle as an HM slave? Very relatable, right? Alright, there's the good rod in here, right? And I'll get the super rod on Cinnabar, and once I have those and I've cleared out the other routes, that's when I'll tackle all the fishing encounters at one time. Just to simplify things a little bit. And so now, the only thing left to do, I believe, is take on Koga. And I don't think I need to heal, do I? Yep. So let's see how this goes. Obviously, we don't have a great typing matchup, but we can Leech Seed him, and our normal attacks are not resisted. And also these Hypno can take grass moves as well, so I think we'll be okay. I think when I beat Koga... Oh, that... Did that even do a third? Jesus Christ. Maybe it's the special defense that's so high. Here, let's see if that does more. No, it does about the same. Jesus. Alright, well, maybe we're not in as good of a position as I thought. Ooh, okay. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, great, and you have insomnia. Okay, well... That's my fault, I suppose. And while this Venusaur is a little better off, you do not have... You're not going to obey me, so... Okay. Well, we could be in a bit of a pickle here. We may actually, like, get wrecked. Do I have a revive? If this Venusaur doesn't make it through, then I'll see if I have a revive. Okay, good. If he had a full team of, like, 3 Hypno or something, then we'd be in big trouble. Well, that does not bode well for the gym, but Koga does not have any Psychic users, so even still, I think we'll be okay. I wonder if I have any useful held items, because right now Venusaur doesn't have anything. Ooh, when did I get leftovers? Did Snorlax have them? I'm definitely giving you leftovers. Jesus Christ, that's... That plus, Leech Seed in most situations is going to be... Oh wait, duh, I have leftovers because, I traded it over for my Magneton. Oh, I'm all scrambled today, aren't I? It's okay. I hope it's okay. Yeah, that is middling damage, Venusaur. I'm surprised. Maybe the Drowsy line does have maybe higher SPDF, so that makes sense, but not a good sign. I don't know how that's happening with the D-pad, but not the end of the world. You have weak defense, so this might kill you, yeah. Yeah, leftovers is the move for these long grind sessions. I also just realized that I think I left the audio on mono, which, yeah, that doesn't sound as nice, so let's keep those settings for now. You do have Intimidate, which is annoying. But I think either way, you're a 2-hit KO. Not really, actually. What do you have? Shed Skin, so you're gonna probably heal yourself paralysis in the next turn. The passive recovery is really nice. It does slow the pace a bit. But I think that's good because in the end I won't have to run back and heal. And unless you double intimidate me, which in that case, I don't even think it's worth staying in. I'm just gonna let you sack my little buddy right here. Have at him, or have at her. And of course you're Stalin. All right. Very clutch paralysis luck. I don't know what the chances are, but... yeah, it's whatever. Finally, that high crit rate is coming into play. Alright, let's not repeat the mistakes of the past here. Oh, that it raises your attack? Okay, we're good then. I don't know why you're buffing your attack right now. Alright, I feel pretty good about it, but I will save beforehand just in case. Ooh, not even half? That's pretty Pretty discouraging. We will be happy when we get a TM-like return, I think. Alright, so you can use minimize as many times as you want. I will get you down eventually. With my leftovers recovery and leech seed too, I'm not in a bad position. But let's just see if I can hit you once after one minimize. Apparently not. Maybe put you to sleep first? But of course, I would never hit that. Surely I would never do such a thing as hit sleep powder. Okay. Which does more damage now? With your 2 buffs in defense or the single resisted razor leaf that's stab? I think this will do more. Or they're probably comparable. But just to make sure this hits... Oh no, you've healed early anyway. So never mind. Oh yeah, razor leaf did do more. Only slightly. You're staying asleep for a while though, which is very clutch. And I'm hitting, which is pretty decent. Okay, can this finish you off? 2 heals, really? Koga, you scumbag. Of course I missed that one. I do need to be mindful of my PP there, so... But you have not woken up, which is incredible, actually. Very nice crit. I deserve that after the 2 heals. So I guess the best use of my... I could try to hit another razor leaf, or I could put you to sleep. I think trying to put you to sleep is better, yeah, because then you can increase your evasion when you're asleep. And I can hopefully finish you off with this last razor leaf, maybe, but no. But it's alright, because you'll go down anyway next turn. Alright, that was a whole thing. I'll just hit you again. Almost. Don't like accuracy moves. I really don't. If I do a leech seed, it's guaranteed damage no matter what happens, so... Yeah, that's probably best anyway. So now, even if I miss... We're fine, yeah. Very cool. And now if your wheezing self-destructs, it doesn't matter, because I have other teammates. I don't think you have any way... I mean, you might know smokescreen, actually, but otherwise, I don't think you have any way to increase your evasion. I guess one smokescreen is all it takes to miss every otherwise 100% accurate move. But we're fine. We are just fine. Hello, Sergio. How are you? Well, that wasn't the easiest battle in the world, but... It's good enough. Also, I think it's so funny that you have to go back through the invisible maze when you're done. Why don't they just make it disappear? What's the point of that? Like you're intentionally wasting my time. Okay. I'm doing great. I'm very relieved that I've caught all the shiny Doduo. I just finished that, you know, within the last couple hours. Had a rough start, but that was my fault. Had to brush off the old cobwebs from the rest of the week. But I'm feeling good. Progress is moving about where I want to be. It's a little hot up here, but I think that's going to be a continuous issue as the summer rolls in. Okay, so where do I want to go from here? I think one thing to rule out real quick is... Well, first of all, is there anything up here that I want? 50 species. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, can't do that yet. So Route 15, I'm going to quickly check if there are any encounters on this route that I need. Venonat is here. And I do need that. But am I getting Venonat in this area or elsewhere? You're doing Kangaskhan with a step encounter. All power to you. Good luck. Why are you using a step encounter? Why not Sweet Scent? Okay, let me double check my list here. I am going to have to search around a little bit. We may have to double back. Here's Venonat. I plug Venonat into this. What am I getting? This is Route 15. Venonat, that is definitely... No, so I'm not catching Venonat here. This is Route 15, right? Yeah. So no Venonat. And Pidgeotto, I'm also saving for Berry Forest on the Sevi Islands. So the only other thing I could be catching here is Ditto. So I'll check that real quick. And I need... Where's the seed for Ditto? I have a feeling Ditto is also only the Pokemon Mansion. Or it's, that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. No Ditto. So we don't have any encounters on this route. So I can totally skip it. I can totally pretend it's not there. Which means the next logical target slash place we could go is either down to Cinnabar and catch Tangela on the way, or we could get stuff at the power plant. Except putting off Zapdos a little bit. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so the Sweet Scent actually is what induces the H1. Gotcha. Well, best of luck to you. Step encounters are no joke. Yeah, I think I will go to the power plant here. Sounds like the most interesting thing. We will probably wait to try to catch Zapdos. Actually, will my Magneton obey me is the question. Because if it does, then maybe I won't wait. Maybe I will just try to go for Zapdos while I'm there. Okay. Let's double check what all is even in here. Power plant. Okay. So we have the shiny Electrode, which are static encounters. We have 2. Actually, oh gosh, we need to catch 5 shiny Pikachu while we're here. 2 for the male and female Pikachu, 2 for the male and female Raichu, and 1 more to evolve into a Lowland Raichu later on. So 5 shiny Pikachu. We have Voltorb. 1 shiny Magnemite, 1 shiny Magneton, and shiny Zapdos. So that's, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9 shinies we need to catch in the power plant before we're done. So this is going to be a situation. It's gonna be a deal. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for the moment. So I will most certainly not be finishing this today, but with so many shiny targets at once, we might as well try to get a couple in before I wrap up. So let us consult the sheet once again. And I guess I'll just look for the first target that's up here. That I need. Okay, so the first one would be a male Pikachu. Let's take that seed. And that is with the stereo L equals A, by the way. Plug that into here. Pikachu. And this is the one we're going for. Not too long of a wait at all. So, let's go for it. The first of 5 different shiny Pikachu. What am I doing? Serioso. Okay. 31, 11, 12. Six, 5, 25. And it's stereo L equals A. No held button. And because my delay will vary depending on the context, I will assume that this... Well, you know what? I'm not going to change anything on the calibration. I'm just going to leave it. Because either way, it'll probably be off by at least a little bit. Sergio, you let me know how it goes. I'm very curious how long it'll take you to get your Kangaskhan. Catch Zapdos? You want me to catch Zapdos first? I think we want to work our way up to that. Because these are shiny legendaries, I've actually kind of set aside some more difficult spreads for them. So it's not going to be super easy to knock out here at the end. Also, if this Venusaur... If I can use Venusaur now without it disobeying, then I actually don't have to keep this one while I'm catching all these mons. Ah, you're in calibration station. Yeah, that's the brutal aspect of this, is that even if you do hit your target, what's the likelihood that you're even going to catch it? Good old method 4. Okay, I was on seed. Great. 1654. Okay, big difference. Apparently I hit 1661 going for 1654. So it looks like, as I suspected, the calibration is a lot different for indoors, but it's cool with me. It was going to be different regardless, so I will update that. And actually, just out of curiosity, does that match what I have for Cave? Almost. It's a little bit different. Yeah. Never mind me. Safarimons they can't just be annoying, they are annoying. Safarimons are always 100% annoying, actually. Which is why I tried to go ahead and get all the Safari shenanigans done immediately. Now I'm feeling good. Now, I mean, I can still fail encounters moving forward, for sure. If I don't catch the legendaries in a Pokeball, that's a fail. If the electrode explodes on me when I try to shiny it, catch it shiny now, then that's going to be a failure. So there's ways I can fail some of these targets moving forward, but felt like that A press was a little early, and I don't know if I hit the seed either, so let's just scratch that. Sergio, how often do you get an encounter, and how often do you just not get anything? Because that's probably the worst part about calibrating, right? Is that sometimes, or most of the time, you don't even get an encounter when you step. In 12 attempts? That's nuts. And you caught it too? Are you flexing on me right now? I bet this one is on seed and off by a frame or two. That would be my guess. Ooh, 2 seeds early, geez. And also 3 frames late. But we won't bother with that. Well, good for you. Yeah, I guess it averages out then, right? If Tauros was that brutal and Chansey was that easy. So where do you think Kangaskhan is going to fall? Maybe somewhere in the middle? Maybe 100 attempts? I'm heating up. And not in the performance kind of way. Oh, illuminate white flute. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Well, then that makes this actually probably very feasible then. Yeah, if you can basically guarantee an encounter, then you're golden. Still not easy. Not blowing that off or anything, but... Yeah, well, actually, that doesn't make any sense. I was early on the seed. I was like, so? Huh. Very strange that all of a sudden my seed feels different. Can anybody explain that? Anyone got the scoop on why that is? Hold on a second. Did I even change the settings? This is stereo L equals A. Did I change it? Or have I been using stereo L and R this whole time? No, it's on the right settings. Okay. No, I will not be doing those. The criteria for the challenge is I'm going to catch every Pokemon in every form from its native region from the earliest game possible, not including the Virtual Console. So the Coliseum games, they're spin-offs. None of them are from their native region. And also, the Coliseum games include a lot of Johto Pokemon, which I don't need to catch in Gen 3. I wonder if that's the same one I caught earlier. No, it can't be, because I calibrated. I'll be catching all the Johto Pokemon in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So, long story short, no, I will not be catching any of those. I already did a run where I caught all the Coliseum Pokemon shiny, so I probably will never do anything in Coliseum ever again, unless there's like a specific Pokemon I need for a specific thing. And then for XD, I am, you know, curious in some of those targets, like getting the level 5 Johto starters with the superpower moves, whatever you call them. I think I will do that one day, because I think they're pretty neat, but in the scope of this challenge, no. Not really including any of those things. Okay, I hit a method 4 that time, and I was 3 frames late on seed, but it's method 4, which I seem to be hitting a lot of lately. Don't know what's up with that. So I should be checking these periodically. Yeah, I think that maybe one day I will just do a dedicated playthrough of XD, catching all the targets that interest me. The shadows being shiny locked definitely limits the number of targets that I would be kind of interested in, although I think just having them would be nice, you know, just to have all those XD shadows. But the Pokespot ones and the gifts, it's nice to get something with the Ore region, so that's maybe the only benefit for those. I have not done the Hoenn games yet. Once we finish Kanto, we're going to move on to Hoenn. Thought it would make the most sense to start in Kanto, even though doing RNG in Kanto is a lot harder most of the time. Okay, I've been hitting the seed, which is very nice, but what are these results? Oh, it's another method 4. What in the world? Method 4, 2 frames late? That's concerning. I don't want method 4. That seed did not feel good. Was not good. Yeah, on the topic of the Hoenn games, I am really excited once we finish Kanto, because Hoenn is going to be so much more manageable with the mostly single input shinies. I will be messing around a lot with the painting to make sure that I have a diverse list of spreads, but that will mostly be an emerald where I can save whatever state I'm in. So no more of this double frame perfect BS. And I can hopefully move through things a lot faster. A lot faster there. Pika-pee, but not the pee I need. I'm aware, yes. All the Method 4 stuff with box, the wild encounters, the static encounters. It's funny because the static encounters I don't have to worry about in Hoenn, simply because I have to play through the game many, many times for Deoxys. So I will not be in need of many static encounter shiny spreads. But theoretically, if I had access to Method 4 pretty readily, then that would be convenient. I would have to use less paintings, at least. Yeah. So that's similar to what I'm doing then, except I don't really care what method I'm using as long as the spreads don't have PID clones. Two seeds early again. Pretty late on the frame. So I don't know what is going on here. My seed is feeling different for whatever reason, but I don't want to change it because it's worked so well so far. So I guess I'll just roll with it. Maybe adjust my timing a little bit. Alright, I do need to see, is that seed late or early? I doubt it's the one I'm aiming for, but... I mean, that is true. I've had my off days, but that's the thing, is that my seed was very consistent today. You know, for the last couple hours it's been consistent. And now that I've changed locations to the power plant, all of a sudden it is not consistent. So that's what has me a little bit confused. But I guess it's just the nature of the beast, you know, changing all the settings and stuff with the seed. The smallest difference can have a huge impact. So I recognize that. We're not just going to get it immediately, even though sometimes I do get it immediately. Okay, great. That was on seed, so that felt good. And this is not... What the hell? This is Wild 4 again. Why do I keep hitting Wild 4? What in the world? I mean, just in case, like, what happens when I change to Wild 4? I guess the IVs change, but PID's the same. It just has different stats. I do play on original hardware. Yes, this is a DS with capture card. I guess it doesn't really matter which method I hit. If I'm hitting method 4 more consistently, then I can just aim for that. The stats are just going to be a little different. So do I calibrate on this or not? It's a good question. I mean, it's 2 frames late, and I've hit that before, so... Yeah, sure, I'll calibrate, why not? Let's go for method 4. What do we have to lose? Right, I have a rough understanding of how it works, but in terms of like how to make it consistent or how to know when I'm aiming for what, that gets tricky. So, do you think that aiming for a method 4 spread 2 frames later is not a good idea because 2 frames later, the re-roll process will be different, and therefore I'm probably not going to hit method 4? Is that the line of thinking? Did I just hit the same one after I calibrated? Looks like I did. What the hell? That's kind of bizarre. That was also on seed, so seems like I'm getting consistent there. Now I just need to navigate this whole method switch. Alright, surely that wasn't 2 frames late also after calibration. Surely not. On seed again, because I am very consistent, but now that's wild 1. So now I have a reference point for that. And it actually looks like I was 1 frame late on seed method 1, so... so I guess regardless of what happens, I'm probably in a good spot. What to do? Do I calibrate for that? Was my A-press particularly fast? I don't know. Maybe I will... Yeah, I'll calibrate. Why not? I might regret doing this, but I'll calibrate it. Right, yeah, I do know how the rerolls work conceptually. And it's a fascinating thing, by the way, if you aren't familiar with the different methods and how it can change based on the mechanics of the game. It's fascinating stuff. But yeah, because the calibrations don't seem to change between the two, it doesn't really matter what I'm aiming for anyway. What I get is what I get, is basically what I'm learning from these results. So, because the PID doesn't change, and because I don't care about stats, I'm just going to keep doing this until I get the shiny. That's the ultimate end here. Gotcha. Yeah, because I was thinking that the change in the method might affect, you know, the different frames away, because certain methods take a little bit longer than others to make the actual PID, but I'm sure that the changes between the two actually are probably so minuscule that it won't affect the advances overall, would be my guess. The point is, it doesn't matter. We've established that it doesn't really matter, and that is okay. One less thing to worry about, thankfully. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I calibrated, I was on seed, and now I was one early because I calibrated. Son of a something. Okay. I'm going to calibrate right back. And I'm just going to stick with what I know. What do you mean Sweet Scent is affected by field abilities? Like Illuminate and stuff? Like how does it affect it? I did know that. Excuse me, I did know the egg trick. I am curious, though, how Sweet Scent is affected by Synchronized Pressure or Cute Charm. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, because the ability in the lead affects the generation process. I still don't know how that affects sweet scent, unless sweet scenting generally... process of sweet scenting makes it less likely that you're going to get interruptions when the PID is being generated. Is that the thinking, or is that the logic? I don't know. That shiny? Hey, it's shiny. We got one. We got one little P. Interesting, yeah. So you can basically circumvent that by having an egg as your lead. I never knew that's why H2 was so common in Emerald. That's actually really cool. Thank you. Hopefully it's not too tricky to catch here. And guess what? It might be method 1, might be method 4, but we don't know, we don't care. Because the PID is the same, and it doesn't matter. All right. That is so incredibly subtle in Gen 3. Okay, so couple things. First of all, I don't think I need to keep you in my party anymore because I can now use the other Venusaur, which has Sweet Scent and is a higher level. So I'm just going to stick you there for now. Can I not take your item while you're there? That's annoying. That is very annoying. Nope. Oh, also, the shiny Paris that I caught also had a tiny mushroom, so I do have enough for one move, remembering if I need to do that at some point. Okay, so, like I was saying, get you out of here, and I don't need the big guns yet. I don't need Magneton for any of these captures, I think. And then Meowth, I don't really need you in the party at present. So I'm just going to stick you right here for now. Meaning that I now have a few slots open, so I don't have to run back and forth too much. So let me go ahead and set up shop back at the power plant, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. What a whirlwind of a stream it has been in terms of the efficiency, I should say, of my shiny hunting, but I think it all worked out. Definitely didn't live up to my past streams performance, but good enough. Definitely good enough. And before I forget, I do want to quickly check off the first Pikachu, the male Pikachu. I'm going to catch the female, then the male Raichu, female Raichu, and then one more random Pikachu for that. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I will be back Tuesday evening, Eastern Standard Time. Maybe I'll have a repeat performance of my previous stream, who knows? But either way, have a great rest of your weekend, and hope to see you soon.